Great. And they're doing a documentary on the backbone of the early industry, the shapers and sanders and factories and everything that, built the industry that we know today. Right. The guys that did all the hard work.
Us.
Yeah, you guys. And I am living on that glory.
Also, it changed the way people surfed, and it started getting more in the area of what was called hot dogging, which was turning and doing tricks. And, the early days high performance wasn't all that high performance, but we thought it was.
Now, foam came out in 1957, and so it started to change because boards were getting lighter, movies came out, magazines were getting started, and so by then the public at large were seeing that surfing was doable.
Shot pictures of trestles. It was a great day. Everybody was out there. Phil Edwards, Mickey Munoz, John Severson, tons of people.
So then in 1962, I met Hanson in Hawaii, and we opened up the first shop in North County, San Diego, which was Hanson Surfboards.
The shaping of a surfboard is the creative part. That's the part, the sander is never a famous sander. The shaper is the guy that makes the board and makes it ride a certain way.
I had 9 full-time shapers, and Phil Edwards was one of the shapers, and Mickey and Terry Martin, Jeff Logan. It almost became like a retirement town of older historical surfboard shapers. And
I rebelled when I was like 10 or 11 by going to play baseball and stuff. And when I got to high school, I was like an athlete playing sports, and he'd just be scratching his head. Why don't you go surfing?
At the time, we had kind of a bad reputation, a bunch of low life, better get a job someday, food fight guys, and I just wanted to show it the way it was and give some dignity to the sport. I didn't ever want to, popularize it. Never even thought about it.
And we thought if you can't surf, then it's flat. It should be great diving. And if you can't dive, and it's stormy weather and everything, big surf, then you can go surfing. So that's what we did for years and years and years.
Well, it was right after they came out with the Corky Carroll model in the 60s, and I went to Hobie and said, excuse me, I'm world champion and Corky's US champion. How come he has a model and I don't? And Hobie said, you're right, you have a model. Terry Martin shaped him for me, and I just went in and said, Terry, shape me something good. Terry always did, and that was it.
Phil backpedaled, made his famous left turn, walked to the nose, hung 10. I mean, people on the beach were going, because he was ready to crash on the beach. Backpedaled, did a reverse island pullout, onto his knees and paddled back.
Towards the end of the 60s, I started shaping as in production, and shaped for another 10 or 15 years in production, mostly for Hobie. But
you went back with the Hobie team to the East Coast to Virginia Beach Championships.
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I did.
Yeah, we surfed in the men's heat together. Yeah, we did.
You probably beat me.
No, you beat me.
Bastard.
No, no.
And I think it's important that we actually draw inspiration from outside, because otherwise we wouldn't, see any progress.
You go out there and you try and have a great time, but you know what? You're not doing it on your own terms. You're doing it on the ocean's terms.
The reason I help and try to help, because it's been part of my recovery in life. But they through them, I learned what I do today, surfing.
He's always told me I can go in there and watch him shape them, but I never have. But I just tell him what I want the board to do, and then he makes it exactly how I want it.
There is a divine revelation taking place on the planet, and we are looking just at this little teeny thing, surfing industry.
I've always covered all gas stations.
Only when I got old. People think I like
I like to very tried it. And
never used
so